Hi, my name is Shay Patel and I'm a computer consultant expert in gaming. For this video, I'm going to convey my knowledge about gaming computers. I'm going to resemble a scenario where a client would like to purchase a gaming computer and I will make suggestions based on their needs. They're in the market for a desktop and I'm going to make recommendations for the various prominent hardware components. Firstly, I will talk about monitors. When it comes to monitors, the bigger the gaming monitor, the better. If desk space is an issue, then a 24-inch monitor may be best, but it will be limited in resolution. Resolution is the number of pixels that make up the picture on the TV. Each pixel consists of a tiny dot on the screen. On TVs these days, they're usually between 1 million to 8 million dots. The higher pixel count provides a sharper image. If space is not an issue, then 27-inch or larger screens are better. There should be a variety of video inputs on your gaming monitor, so you can connect to multiple PCs and gaming consoles. Dual HDMI ports are best, as many consoles use HDMI. USB ports are very useful in order to connect things such as gaming controllers, mice, and thumb drives. Side-mounted USB ports are easy to plug and unplug without having to reach around the back of the monitor. A monitor's refresh rate to the time per second it takes to redraw the entire screen is measured in hertz. Most monitors have a 60 Hz refresh rate, which means the screen is refreshed 60 times per second, but fast-moving images may appear blurry at this refresh rate. For gaming, you want a high refresh rate, such as 120 Hz, or higher because this helps reduce the image blur. An example of a good gaming monitor is the Asus ROG Swift, which is a 27-inch monitor, which offers more pixels so the games look sharp. Second is the Central Processing Unit, or CPU, which gathers information from a program and then decodes and executes the commands. Processors come in dual-core, quad-core, and hexa-core models. A quad-core or hexa-core processor is good for high performance. Speeds will vary depending on the model, but usually you want a processor running between 2 and 3 gigabytes. 4 gigabyte processors are even better. Next is the motherboard, as this is an important component as the CPU, memory, and video cards all sit in the motherboard. You want a motherboard with enough slots for the amount of memory you want to use. Also, if you plan on installing 2 or more graphics cards, make sure your motherboard can support this. Then is the memory. This component is also referred to as RAM, which stands for Random Access Memory. The more memory the better, as the memory provides space for data that can be accessed by the CPU. Today, computers usually need a minimum of 4 gigabytes of memory, but high-end computers can have up to 48 gigabytes. After that is the graphics card. The graphics card is very important in gaming PC. There's a wide selection of graphics cards, but the one with at least graphics DDR3 video RAM, as most video cards have this. Following that is the hard drive. SSD stands for solid state drive, which has no moving parts, so it's great for laptops, which are often moved around while the drive is spinning. And this can lead to file corruption and loss of data if you have a hard drive without shock absorption. SSDs also work well in desktop computers because they offer faster boot times and great file transfer speeds. RPM stands for rotation per minute and represents how many revolutions a platter can spin in 60 seconds. The faster the RPMs, the better. 7200 RPM drives are common. Next is the mouse. The best gaming mouse is usually corded. This is because the conversion of electrical signals into wireless ones and then back again adds a considerable amount of lag, and the slightest amount of input lag tends to diminish the overall control and accuracy. There are 2 main types of sensors for gaming mice. The cheaper one has an infrared sensor, whereas the more expensive mice have laser sensors. The two differ mainly in terms of resolution, as laser sensors may offer high resolution, but they are sensitive to debris and dust, need the surface to be uniform, and tend to cause more jitter. Therefore, you need more expensive and specialized hard surfaces in order to use these mouses. Infrared sensors work well on cheaper cloth mounts and are tolerant to dust, debris, and surface irregularities. They're also able to track well under extreme acceleration. Finally, the mousepad. A good mousepad costs a little more, but makes a huge difference to gamers. An example of a good mousepad is the Razer Gigantus. If you have the desk space for it, the Razer Gigantus mousepad is a giant gaming mouse mat, so you can have long movements without having to lift and reposition your mouse between swipes. It also has a rubber base, which prevents it from slipping. This concludes my recommendation. Thank you for listening.